Hello everyone and welcome to the Kukuli Bushcraft channel. Okay, so we've got no safaris today, so I've got a day off to go and do a bit of exploring. So a few things lined up for today. The first thing, I wanted to get some footage of the pine grosbeaks, the fat little birds that you get here in the Tiger Forest, particularly here a little bit further south it appears. So yeah, I've managed to get something, not very much. Is that still recording? No. I've got to do some spoon carving as well later. One of our guides is making a spoon, so I'm helping her to do that. So I've not got unlimited time in the forest, but I'm going to have a look, see if I can find some chaga, and there's some just behind me over here. So I'll find some more of that hopefully. Maybe some spruce sap. So I've brought this little thing. I've not got very many of my own tools with me. So this is from one of our snowmobile kits. So really cheap. It's like the Fiskars X5. I've got a Fiskars X5. It's a great little carving axe, the X5. I'm not sure about this, but this should be fine for collecting chaga. Actually quite a handy size for that purpose. The edge on it's terrible. That hurts me. Yeah, so in the snowmobiles we also carry quite often a backhoe Laplander. So as if anything comes down across the trails, we can remove it. These also help, but yeah. Right, I'm also trying out for the first time the Mora Garberg. So a first look at this, what strikes me is something this thick should have a higher grind. Yeah, so the width of the actual grind is pretty much the same as a Mora Clipper, or you know, any of the normal thickness Moras. So yeah, I mean, for heavy duty work it's quite good. For heavy duty work it's also a little bit short, but looking at the grind, I think I prefer the Yakari Poco, to be honest, or the Sisi Poco, but we'll see. I've not used it yet, so I can't really say anything. I'll put it to a bit of use today. I'll try and do some carving with it. Okay, so I'm going to try not to take all of it. Oh, that was quite a lot came out. There we go. I've left a bit there, lovely. Try and be a bit more gentle with the other side. Okay, so here we've got two different types of this bird lichen. This one's a snare, and that one is the witch's beard that we get further north. And here we've got both species. This is a lot more southerly. Of course, these are great for fire lighting, also a potential food source, as if treated properly. Way! There's me disappearing into the snow. We've also got quite a lot of spruce trees here. We don't really have those in Heta, it's too far north. All of the trees seem so incredibly tall here. So we're only a couple of hours drive south, but wow. I mean, there's actually birch trees here that I could use for axe handles. Yeah, all of our birch are tiny, all of our pine trees, I mean, these trees aren't particularly wide, they're just tall. there has been forestry going on here. This is an old growth forest. But wow, they're so big. So our safaris go around the big marsh over there. And what I'm seeing here, this is really quite young forest. So not the best place for looking for chaga or or spruce sap. So I'm seeing mostly young pine trees and quite small birch in this section. Closer to the actual farm, there was a lot of really huge birch trees, but still nice for a pot around. Let's see what's over here. I really wish I brought me sunglasses. I packed a cake to come here really quickly, didn't have any time, and sunglasses are really good this time of year. The glare off the snow can be really quite something. So our safari trails are over there, and I'm on a semi-marshy area. I'm going to make for those trees over there. That's me plan. That's me plan. Now that really would make an awesome coaxer. Quite a lot more spruce in this section. Time for a little break and a little bit of work on me spoon. So yeah, no spruce sap yet, no more chaga. I've got a pocket full of old man's beard. So great for fire lighting. And what I've been doing recently actually is I've been knocking up some little fire lighting kits with hang on, with old man's beard mixed with pine tar. Okay, so I've got these little biscuits. It's spruce sap actually. It's leftovers from the salves I've been making for the dog medicine for treating dog injuries. I'm not sure if that'll actually take a spark if I break it up, but it should burn quite nicely. And I've got plenty in there that actually will take a spark, so long as I can keep the snow out of it. Let's have a little trial run. So if I break that up a little bit, hopefully there should be something fluffy enough. Let's see. Doesn't look particularly fluffy to me. There we go. So that should burn for a while. Save that for when I actually need it. So for fine carving, the clipper seems to be just a smidge better than the Garberg. And of course things like food prep, I'd expect the thinner blade of the clipper to be much better. Obviously for batoning, for prying, anything like that, the Garberg's definitely going to be miles ahead. But I do think that as if the Garberg had a higher grind, then it'd also be better for food prep, and you wouldn't lose as much of the thickness. Okay, so the cutting edge might not be quite as super strong. But yeah, these are just my thoughts from the first look at the knife. Before I come up with any definite conclusions, I'm going to have to use it quite a lot more. And I don't know if I'm even going to bother doing a review of the Garberg. Because there's so many of them out there. Spruce sap. If anyone wants to know how to make a salve with this stuff, I've got a video on that entitled Dog Medicine. So great for humans too, of course. But yeah, if you really want to harvest this in earnest, if you cut a V-notch in the trees, and the sap will all collect in the bottom of the V. But of course, you can't go around doing things like that to random trees in the forest. But there's absolutely no harm in me taking some of this stuff. Of course, as if it's actually over an injury, then it's probably best only to take excess stuff. But yeah, there's a bit there. Lovely stuff. Lots of really good horse's hoof here. Really good one on that birch tree as well. So good for Amadou, for fire lighting. What I like to use them for actually is for keeping mosquitoes away in the summer. Just before I go to sleep, I'll set light to one of those in my little firebox, and it'll smoulder all night, or at least for a few hours, and it'll keep the mosquitoes away. Maybe I'll do a video in the summer about making Amadou. So I'm not going to take any right now because it wants to be fresh for making the Amadou, and I've not got time for making Amadou right now. There's a good few more on this tree. Of course, when I say making Amadou, I mean processing Amadou. So of course I'm not going to take those, because as if you don't need it, don't take it if you're not going to use it. And horse's hoof is pretty common here in Lapland. The spruce trees we have here are all Siberian spruce, which is a subspecies of Norway spruce. The traditional Christmas tree. And you can clearly see at the bottom here how you get a nice little bit of natural shelter underneath. So the branches shed the snow to the side, so you get a nice little wall and a nice little hollow underneath. And you can clear the branches out a little bit from one side, add a bit of snow to the back maybe, as if the branches are a little bit greener and less dead. Then you've already got quite a lot of shelter from those. Okay, we've got this here. So not a huge chunk, but fair bit of tea out of that. That's what I mostly use it for. Lots of medicinal properties, and also good for fire lighting. There's also a little bit of, I think that's artist's conch up there. I really like spruce forest. I have found a bit more chaga, because if you look on that tree there, that's a good lump. Let's see, can we zoom in? Need quite a lot more snow before I can reach that without any acrobatics. Of course, just like in Herta, we've got old pine stumps like this all over the place. That's it's never difficult to find some fat wood here. The wind's picking up a bit now. I hope you're not getting too much of that in the audio. But yeah, I'm going to head back now. Hopefully it's that way. So thank you very much for watching. And I've now got a good bit more chaga. My little spruce collection pot was maybe a little bit too small. I could have got a lot more of that. I've got a pocket full of old man's beard, which I can get anywhere at any time really. But yeah, lovely, lovely place, and hopefully I'll have some winter camping videos coming up if I can find time. Things are going to be calming down a bit with the safaris, I hope. And yeah, like I said in my last video, I'm quite short of time. It's not really been short of time for filming. I can always film like this. I can always do this kind of thing because I need to actually come out into the nature and have a wander around and chill out every so often. So I can always bring you with me. Yeah, so it's the editing and keeping on top of the comments. I've still not answered all of the comments from the video before the last one I uploaded on this channel. The Spanish channel's been quite quiet. I can see one of our guides walking a dog. So I'm obviously not too far away. And yeah, where was I? I've lost my train of thought now. That's all I've got for you today. And see if I see anything else interesting on the way back, I'll film it. Oh, and chaga tea. My recommended way of doing it, the way I've found works best, is to put it in a flask, a thermos flask full of boiling water, and leave it to stand for a few hours. You're not supposed to boil it because you lose the medicinal value, but it needs to be in hot water for quite a long time. So the way I found that works well is a flask. Okay, so thank you very much for watching, everyone. Please give us a thumbs up. If you haven't done already, subscribe, and I'll see you all again soon for another Kukali Bushcraft video. Bye.